Family here tonight. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation of Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. Before I begin my little chat, I would like to make a very special announcement. The members of the Winters Theater Company are honored this evening to dedicate this performance to the memory of Darrell Akers. Two members of our cast, Jesse Akers and his wife Donna, lost Jesse's older brother, Darrell, this week. And Darrell was very well known in this area. For 38 years, he was a cartoonist for the Vacaville Reporter, and he was very active in community theater in the Fairfield and Vacaville areas. He wrote plays, and he was especially fond of melodramas. We send our deepest condolences to Donna and Jesse, who are with us this evening in the performance, and we feel honored to be able to dedicate this to Mr. Darrell Akers. Now, a little bit about our play. Before I talk about the plot, and people tell me I always give away too much, so I'm going to try not to do that tonight. I would just like to tell you a little bit about the title, Much Ado About Nothing. If you think about it, it looks like Shakespeare says, well, I wrote a comedy and there's a lot going on, but it's not a bit important. It's really nothing. But that isn't what he meant, because in Elizabethan English, nothing was pronounced nothing. And it had three meanings. It had the meaning that it does today, nothing, no big thing, but it also had the meaning of noticing. I noted somebody. I noticed them. And it had an important other meaning called eavesdropping. And there's a great deal of eavesdropping that goes on in this play. Everybody's hiding around a bush or a corner in many scenes, and there's also a lot of noting going on. So that's the reason for the title. End of lecture, no quiz. A little bit about the plot. We are setting it in 1900. You can set a Shakespeare play almost any time because of the universality of the theme, but we like 1900 because it was called the Belle Epoque. Nobody in Europe was killing anybody else in world wars or this kind of thing, and people were generally getting along. Shakespeare located his play in Messina, which is in northeastern Sicily. It's as close to the tip of the Italian boot as you can get in Sicily. And the governor of Sicily is Leonardo. He has a lovely daughter, Hero, and an equally lovely niece, Beatrice. They are very much anticipating the arrival of Don Pedro, the Prince of Aragon in Spain, and his two favorite officers, Benedict and Claudio. Now, they have been to Messina and Leonardo's before. Young Claudio noticed Hero, but he was a soldier, he had a job to do, so no romance. Benedict and Beatrice, however, have some sort of a history, which Shakespeare only hints at, but one or the other of them stop the romance. So whenever they meet, it is the battle of the sexes, and it's some of the wittiest dialogue Shakespeare ever wrote. In fact, next to Petruchio and Katharina in The Taming of the Shrew, this is the most charming idea of a man and a woman who are obviously meant for each other. It's obvious to everybody but them, and the little insults they hurl along the way. There's also a villain in the plot. Actually, she is a villainess who is out to avenge herself on her brother because she is illegitimate, etc. I've told you enough. Welcome to Messina, 1900, and the residence of Governor Leonato. Ladies and gentlemen, Much Ado About Nothing, Noting and Eavesdropping.
I read in this letter here that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He was very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have we lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
I learned there that Don Pedro pays great homage to a young Florentine called Claudio.
He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
He hath friends in Messina who will be very much glad of it. Indeed, they will weep for joy.
Then, cousin, much joyful weeping will be yours.
Well said, Beatrice. For it is well known 'tis better to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he is returned, and as much pleasant as he always has been.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For I promise to eat all of his killing.
He has done good service, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier compared to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord. A man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, a man of straw.
Do not mistake my niece. There's a sort of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Oh, faith, Beatrice, you tax Signor Benedict too much.
Who is his companion now? For he hath every month a new sworn brother. Indeed, he wears his friends as he wears his hat. His choice changes with the next block.
He is much in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs immediately mad. Oh, God help the noble Claudio if he has caught the Benedict disease. It will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I see the man is not in your good book.
No. And if he were, I would burn my study.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friends.
You will never catch the Benedict disease, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonardo. Are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid costs, and you encounter it.
Well, trouble never entered my house in your likeness, good grace. You're heartily welcome. You will recall my sister, Lady Ursula?
Very well. And this is your daughter?
Her mother many times has told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you had to ask?
Signor Benedict, no.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
Oh, my dear Lady Disdain, are you still living?
Is it possible? Disdain should die when it has such meat food to feed as the Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself must convert to disdain when she comes in your presence.
Oh, then is courtesy a turncoat? For it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only yourself excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would elsewise be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Oh, God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse if 'twere such a face as yours.
You are the rare parrot teacher who says the same thing over and over.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse have the speed of your tongue, but keep your way. A God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick, as a horse that jumps out of the race before the finish. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited us all to stay. I shall tell him we will stay at least a month.
Oh, I bid you welcome, Lady Juana. Being reconciled with your nephew, the prince, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Hello, your grace. Would you lead on?
Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Didst thou note the daughter of Senior Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
You ask me as an honest man should for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Methinks she too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her. Were she other than as she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would thou buy her? You inquire after her so?
Can the world buy such a jewel? In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked upon.
I can yet see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Now there's her sister. Were she not possessed to a fury, does exceed her in beauty as much as the 1st of May doth the last of December. I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary. If Hero would be my wife.
Then come to this. Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again?
What secret fell you here that you followed not to Leonardo's?
He's in love. With who? That's your grace's part. With who? With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
The lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my faith, I speak my thought.
And my faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, I spoke mine.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I love her, I feel.
I neither feel how she should be worthy nor how she could be loved as an opinion of fire cannot melt out of me. I will die with it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the contempt of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give my most humble thanks. But I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or hunger, my lord, not with love.
We shall see, in time. In time, the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict wear it, pluck off thy bull's horns and set them firmly in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great words as they write, here is a good horse for hire, let them signify under my sign, here is Benedict, the married man.
Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's. Do not fail him at supper, for he had made great preparation.
Therefore I leave you.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
None but Hero. She is his only heir. Dost thou love her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this war, I looked upon her with the soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and because war thoughts have left their places vacant, in the room come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou dost love Hero, cherish it, and I will negotiate with her and with her father. I know, and thou shalt have her. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then to her father will I break, and in conclusion, she shall be thine. In practice, let's put it presently.
What passes now, my lady? Why are you thus so out of measure? Sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds it. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it? I cannot hide what I am. I must eat when I have stomach. I must be sad when I have cause, and laugh at no man's jest. I must sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and flatter no man in his humor.
Yes, but you must not make a full show of this till you may do so without controlment. You have of late stood out against your nephew, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible that you should take true root, but by the fair weather you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
Oh, I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his garden. It better suits my humor to disdain them all. Oh, well, it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest woman, but it cannot be denied that I can deal in plain speaking villainy.
But can you make no use of your discontentment?
I make all use of it, for I use it only for my own ends. But soft, who comes here? Oh, what news, Borachio?
I come yonder from the great supper, where the prince your nephew is royally detained by Leonato. And I have intelligence of an intended marriage.
Ah, will it serve as any model to build mischief on? Any mischief that can feed my appetite for displeasure?
It is your nephew's right hand.
Oh, who the most exquisite Claudia.
Even he.
Oh, he's a proper squire. How came you by this?
I heard the prince and Claudio speaking, and the prince said he would woo Hero, and having obtained her, give her to Claudio.
What model is there to build mischief on in that? If I can cross this in any way, I will bless myself in every way. Any bar, any cross, any impediment is medicinal to me because I feed my appetite on distaste. You are sure of this, and you will aid me?
To the death, my lady. You may indeed prove the canker that wilts the roses in your nephew's garden.
Oh, it better suits my pleasure to disdain them all. But soft, I wonder what mischief we could possibly build on this. Shall we go and prove what's to be done?
We wait upon your ladyship.
Well, come then.
Will that lady want to hear at supper?
I saw her not. How tartly that lady looks. I never can see her, but I have heartburn an hour after.
She has a very melancholy disposition.
Methinks 'tis sometimes to be better to be melancholy and silent than to be like Signor Benedict. He is ever like my lady's eldest son, tattling.
Niece, thou knowest well, Signor Benedict is a very proper man.
Such a man with God's grace could get any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill, but not Signor Benedict.
By my troth, niece, thou will never get thyself a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie between itchy woolen blankets.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what shall I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that has a beard is more than a youth. And he that has no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well then, Beatrice, will thou be like the spinster in the proverb and lead apes into hell?
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice. Here's no place for you maids." So away to St. Peter, By the heavens, he shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, hero, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, I am ever the dutiful and obedient daughter.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome man, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Oh, niece, I do hope to see you fitted with a husband.
No, not till God make men of some other substance than earth.
Daughter, you remember what I told you. If the Count do look for you in that way, then you know your answer. Oh, the revelers are coming. Okay, make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So, you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so, if I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favor.
Speak low if you speak low.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Baraccio.
At the word glass I'm not.
I know thee by the waggling of your head.
I tell you, Lassie, I counterfeit him.
No, you can never do him so well, unless you are the very man. I know thee by thee wit and lechery. You are he, you are he. Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Well, will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful. That I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. This was Signor Benedict that said so.
Oh, what's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Well, not I, believe.
Did he never make you laugh?
Well, I pray, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gait is in devising impossible slanders. None but the libertines delight in him. For he either pleases men or anchors them, and then they either laugh at him or beat him. I'm sure he is in fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
In all good things.
Sure, my nephew is enamored on Lady Hero and goes even now to speak with Leonardo about her. And yet one masked dancer remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
It is Claudio indeed. But come, let us begin our mischief. Good even, Senor. Are you not Senor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Senor Benedict, you are very near my nephew in his love. Now, my nephew is enamored of the Lady Hero. I beg you, dissuade him from her, for she is not the equal of his birth. If you do this, you play the role of a friend, sir.
How know you he loves her?
Oh, I heard him swear his affection.
And I heard him swear he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us go to the banquet. Good even, Senor Benedict.
Thus answer I, in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love should use their tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, against whose charm friendship melteth into desire. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio.
Yea,
Come,
say,
will you go with me?
whither?
About your business. The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think the prince would have deceived you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. That my Beatrice should know me, and not know me, the prince's fool. Ah, I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts words into her person and so turns me out. Well, I will be revenged as I may.
Now, senor, where's the count?
Sure, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame and found him as melancholy as a ram newly marked for slaughter. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady for himself. You, my lord, have acted like a schoolboy who finds a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and the friend steals it.
I have stolen no bird from the nest. I but taught her how to sing, and now I will return her to the owner.
If their singing proves your saying, by my faith, you have dealt honestly.
All's well, Benedict. And now, other matters. The lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me, past the endurance of a block. She told me not think that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was no more than a great ball, huddling chest upon chest with such impossible conveyance that I stood like a man at the mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks daggers, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her words, there were no living with her. She would infect the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all the enchantments of Eve. She would turn sanctuary into hell. So indeed, all disquiet, horrors, and perturbations follow.
Here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. A pitch of hair from the great Cham's beard. Any embassage to the pygmies rather than a whole 3 words conference with this harpy. Have you no employment for me?
None, but to enjoy your good company.
Oh, sir, this is a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, I say, come. You have lost the heart of Senior Benedict.
Yea, my lord. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may say I have lost it.
You put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So why would he not do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools? Look, I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil Count. Civil as an orange, and somewhat of that jealous complexion.
Methinks your description to be true, but if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, his goodwill obtained, named the day of marriage, and God be with you.
Count, I give you my daughter with all of her fortunes. His grace has made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, cousin, 'tis your cue.
Silence is as perfect as herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, dear cousin hero.
My heart is too full. My joy hath no words.
Well, if thou cannot speak, then stop his heart with a kiss and let him speak neither. Oh.
Faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yes, my lord. I thank it, poor heart. It keeps on the windy and safe side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she does, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world, but I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady, I will get you one.
Oh, I'd rather have one of your father's begetting. Hath Hath your grace near a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. Pardon me, your grace, I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of question you were born in a merry hour.
Oh, no, my lord, sure, my mother cried. But then a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
A pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps. But never sad then. For often she hath told me she dreamt of unhappiness, and woke herself laughing.
She cannot hear tell of a husband.
By no means. She mocks her wooers out of their suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, if they were but 1 week married, they would talk themselves mad.
When mean you to go to church, Count?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches until love hath all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence only a 7 night. The time too brief, too, for me to answer all the questions of my mind.
I warn thee, Claudio, the time will not go dully by us. I, in the interim, will undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Senior Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you will but administer such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I'm with you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the worst husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of noble strain, of proved valor, and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor Beatrice, that she will fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, he will fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer the archer. His glory will be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go with me. I'll tell you my plan.
It is so. The daughter of Leonato will marry Count Claudio.
Yes, milady, but I can
Any bar, any cross you could make, any impediment would be medicinal to me. Anything that comes athwart his affection ranges equally with mine. How canst thou prevent this marriage?
not honestly, but so dishonestly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Oh, well, show me briefly how.
Your ladyship knows I am much in favor with Margaret, Hero's gentlewoman.
Yes, I know this well.
I will appoint her to appear at Leonato's orchard at midnight.
But what life is in that to be the death of a marriage?
The poison lies in you to temper it. Go you to your nephew. Tell him he hath wronged his honor by marrying the renowned Claudio, whose reputation you will praise, to a proved strumpet such as Hero.
Oh, but what proof shall I make of these charges?
Proof enough to dishonor Claudio, vex your nephew, undo Hero, and disgrace Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Oh, to distemper and disgrace them, I would venture anything.
Go you and speak alone to Don Pedro and Count Claudio. Tell them you know that Hero loves me. Prove a true affection both to your nephew and Claudio. Say you respect your nephew's honor who hath made this match, and Claudio's reputation, which will be ruined to marriage to a bride is not a maiden. They will not believe this without proof. Tell them, therefore, to meet you in Leonel's orchard at midnight. There they will hear me call Margaret hero and embrace her passionately. All this the night before Hero's intended marriage. In the meantime, I will so fashion the matter so Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth to Hero's dishonesty that both shall seem convinced.
Oh, arrange this as best you can, and be cunning in the working of it. Thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in your accusation, and my cunning shall not fail.
Well, I go now to learn the day of marriage.
Oh, here comes the lady now. I go to bathe the child. Oh, sweet Margaret, my love, I have waited long hours for thee.
What would you, Baraccio? 'Tis yet day, not the hour to converse
Oh,
with
yes,
Cupid.
but I come to arrange a lover's rendezvous. Meet me in Leonardo's orchard at midnight, and see you wear Lady Hero's robe.
But this is passing strange, love. Why should I dress in borrowed finery?
'Tis but a fancy of mine, sweet, since I cannot as yet have you openly. Allow me to dream of you as my bride.
Dreams are not yours alone, my love. And so at 12 I will meet with thee.
No, sweet Margaret, until then my heart is sad, for the hours are long without thee. Adieu, my love, adieu. That dove is well caught and will coo sweetly. My mistress's vengeance is assured, and my fortunes are made.
I do much wonder how one man, when seeing how another man is a fool when he dedicates his behavior to love, will, after having laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the subject of his own scorn by following in love. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. Now take an oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another noble, yet I am well. Another woman virtuous, yet I am well. Till all these graces come into one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise are all none. Virtuous or I'll not bargain for her. Fair or I'll not look on her. Mild or come not near on. A noble or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color pleases God. Oh, the prince and Monsieur Love. I'll hide in your...
See you where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, Count, let's hear that song again.
Oh, good Leonardo, tax not so bad a voice as to slay music more than once. Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Nay, Claudio, I pray thee, sing.
Now, divine air, now his soul is ravished. It's not strange that sheep guts should draw the souls out of men's bodies. A horn for my money when all's done.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot on sea and 1 on shore. To one thing, constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blithe and bonny,
converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more, did he sing no more of songs so dull and heavy? The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leafy, then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, dear friends.
Oh, Faith, Count, thou singest well enough.
Oh, if he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they should have hanged him.
Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice is in love with Signor Benedict.
Oh, aye! Stalk on, stalk on. The hunted bird is in the bush. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should dote on Signor Benedict, whom in all outward behaviors she seems to abhor.
Is it possible?
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Fake, like enough.
No, God, no. Counterfeit? There was never counterfeit of passion that comes so near the life of passion as she reveals it.
What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well. This will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will suit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you?
I should think this a trick, but that Leonardo speaks it.
Has she made her affection towards Benedict known?
By no means. She swears no. That is her torment.
Then down upon her knee she falls, weeps, sobs, prays, curses, to beats her heart, tears her hair out. Oh, sweet Benedict, God, give me patience!
Indeed, she does. My daughter tells me so. She is sometimes afeard that she will do desperate outrage to herself. That is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
I pray you tell Benedict of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she says she will die if you love her not, and she will die if she make her love known, and she will die ere he love her.
If she make tender of her love, 'tis very well he'll scorn it. For the man, as you all know, hath a very contemptible spirit.
He's a very handsome man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness,
And in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some spark that's like intelligence. I love Benedict well. I wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much unworthy he is so good a lady.
Shall we walk? It's dinner time.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for Beatrice. And must your daughter, Lady Ursula, and the gentlewoman Margaret handle. Let's send Beatrice to call Benedict to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was seriously born. If the truth of this from Hero. Love me. It must be requited. I never did think to marry, but say she would rather die than show any sign of affection. I must not seem too proud, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may by chance have a few odd quirks or remnants of wit broken against me, for I've railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth. He cannot endure in age. The world must be people. When I said I would die a bachelor, I simply did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day, she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yea, just so much as may take upon a knife's point and choke a crow with. You have some willingness to argue, Signor? Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. Well, that's as much as to say any pains I take for thee are as easy as thanks. Oh! If I do not pity her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am worse. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There you shall find my cousin Beatrice speaking with the prince and Claudio. Whisper in her ear and tell her I and Ursula walked through the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower where honeysuckles waft their fragrance in the air. There she will hide herself and listen to our plot. This is thy office. Do it well and return quickly to us, for we have need of thee. Thou knowest well my plans for Beatrice.
I'll make her come presently, I warrant you, and I shall return to play my part in our comedy of love.
Now, Aunt Ursula, when Beatrice doth arrive, as we do trace this alley up and down, let our talk be only of Benedict. Let it be thy part when I do name him, to praise him more than any man did merit. My talk to thee will be of how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. In this matter we will be Cupid's bowmen, and our arrows of words will strike home. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing bird, runs close to the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish so greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we, for Beatrice even now is couched in the leafy woodbine. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, for her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait we lay. Oh, welcome, Margaret. We are ready to cast our line.
Let us begin to cast the net. Oh, no, truly, my lady, I know her spirits to be coy and disdainful.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my beloved Claudio.
And did they bid you tell her of it, niece?
They did. They did ask me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, let him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you do so? Doth the gentleman not deserve so full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look upon. And her wit values itself so highly that all matters else seem weak. She cannot love, she is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. Therefore, it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport of it.
Why, you speak true. I never yet met a man how wise, how noble, how young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. Why, if the gentleman were fair of face, she would swear he were her sister.
If nature drawing a buffoon made an inkblot, if tall, a lancel-headed, if short, an agate very vilely cut.
If speaking, why a weather vane blown with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none.
So she turns every man the wrong side out, and never leaves truth to honest virtue.
Aye, such carping is cruelty indeed.
But who dare tell Beatrice so? If I should tell her, she would laugh me to death or mock me into error. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than to die with mocking.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight his passion.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be without such true judgment as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
Oh, he is the only man of Italy. Always accepted my dear Claudio.
Niece, I pray you, be not angry with me for speaking my mind, but Signor Benedict, for shape, bearing, nobility, and valor, goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he has an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it. His good name, he earned it. When are you to be married, niece?
Why, tomorrow and every day thereafter. Come, come, go in.
We have caught her, ladies. I warrant you, she is caught.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some Cupid kills with arrows, others with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory stands behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve it, and I believe it better than reportingly. Oh!
I do but stay until your day of marriage, and then I toward Aragon.
I shall accompany you, my lord, if you will allow me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil on the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and then forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict, for he is all mirth. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
Methinks a bit sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Nay, there's no fancy of love in him unless it be a fantasy for strange apparel. He may be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, a German from the neck down, and a Filipino from the neck up.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Indeed, he does look a bit younger.
Nay, he rubs himself with perfume. Can you not smell him out by that?
That as much as say is a sweet-smelling youth in love. And I know who loves him.
That would I know too, though I warrant one that knows him not.
Signor Leonardo, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words these hobby horses must not keep.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero, Margaret, and Ursula have by this time played their parts with Beatrice. And then the two bears will not fight when they meet.
My lord and nephew, God save you.
Good evening, Aunt.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you a moment.
In private?
If it pleases you, but Count Claudio may stay, for what I would disclose concerns him.
Why? What's the matter?
Needs your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not, Pedro, but hear me and hold me better for what I now disclose. Count Claudio, I think my nephew holds you in the dearness of his heart and has helped to arrange your ensuing marriage. Certainly, labor ill spent and a suit ill bestowed.
What's the matter?
I came to tell you that the lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she,
Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
Oh, the word is too good to paint her wickedness with. Give me another word and I will fit the title to it. But allow me to prove my accusation. Go with me but tonight to Leonato's orchard, and you shall see the lady there entertaining her lover even the night before her wedding day. Now, if you love her then, wed her tomorrow, but it would better suit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so. I will not think of it.
If you dare not trust what you do see, then confess not what you know. I will give you proof enough.
If I see anything tonight why I should not marry her, tomorrow in the church where I shall wed her, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join thee to disgrace her.
Well, I will disparage the lady no further till you are my witnesses. Now come with me and let the issue show itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned!
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting!
Oh, plague right well prevented. And now you see the truth of my word.
But they shall suffer salvation through body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them. They are chosen for the prince's watch.
We'll give them their church name, or Dogberry.
First, who think you the most disartless man to be constable?
Hugh Oldcake or George Seacole are best fitted, for they can both read and write.
Come hither, Master Seacole. God has blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is a gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Well, which master?
You have. I knew that would be your answer. For your reading and writing, you are thought to be the most senseless and fit man to be constable. Therefore, you may bear the lantern. And this then is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrant men, and you are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
What if they will not stand?
Well then, make no note of it and let them go. Then presently gather the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is no the prince's subjects.
True, and you are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects.
Huh?
You are to make no noise in the streets. For the watch to talk and babble would be most tolerable and not to be endured.
We would sleep, then talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Ah, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman. For I cannot think how sleeping would offend. You are to call at all alehouses and bid those who are drunk get them to bed.
What
How if they will not?
Well, then, leave them alone until they are sober.
That as well.
If you catch a thief, you are to suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. For those kinds of men, the less you meddle with them, the better for your honesty.
Well, if we know him to be a thief, then we shall lay hands on him.
True. I favor of your office, but I think that they who touch pitch shall be defiled. No, the most peaceable way for you, if you do catch a thief, is to let him do as he does and steal out of your company.
You have been always called a wise and merciful man, neighbor Dogberry.
Well, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who is honest.
Oh, if you hear a baby cry in the middle of the night, you must to be the nurse to quiet it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Well then, depart in peace and let the child waken with its crying.
It is very true.
This then is your charge. You are to present the prince's own person.
Methinks the watch will be well instructed tonight.
Well, good neighbors, goodbye. If there be any matters of weight, call me. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us sit on the bench till 2. Get on to bed.
One word more. You shall keep watch by Signor Leonardo's door. For they will wedding tomorrow, there is much coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Mistress Conrad, where art thou?
Peace, stir not.
Mistress Conrad!
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
What am I? My elbow is... I thought thee a scoundrel.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Now forward with thy tale.
Well, sit down, and like a true drunkard, I will tell all to thee.
Ah, some treason, masters. Stand close in the air.
Know that tonight I have earned from Don Juan 1,000 ducats.
Villainy is ever rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones may bargain as they will.
Well, villainy is a fashion, and fashion is a villain, because it makes men to suffer. A padded doublet and a stiffened farthingale make a man deformed.
I know that deformed.
I know him too. He's a vile thief that goes up and down like a gentleman.
He's deformed indeed, for he wears a leather over one ear.
Speak not of fashion, but tell me thy villainous tale.
Know that tonight I have wooed Margaret by the name Hero. She meets me in Little Niles Orchard and bids me 1,000 times good night. with 100 kisses. Tell the tale wildly. First I should tell thee how Claudio and Don Pedro were put in the orchard by my mistress. Oh, they were both convinced.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, but my mistress knew she was Margaret. They were deceived mostly by the dark, my mistress's false oath, but chiefly by my villain.
But then, how did Claudio and the prince receive the charade?
Away went Claudio Ray! Said he would meet Hero in the church and before the whole congregation shame her.
Stand in the prince's name, I charge thee.
Great Master Constable! We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known in the Commonwealth.
And deformity is one of these.
Masters! Masters!
Bring deformed forth, I charge thee.
Masters, I would speak!
Speak not! We obey you to go with us.
We are lucky to prove a good commodity serving Doña Juana as we do.
A commodity and arrest, I warrant you. We'll obey you.
Troth, I think your other collar were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
No, by my troth, it is not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin is not the bride, and nor are you either. I'll wear none but this.
Well, your gown is very beautiful, and your flowers are very rare in fashion.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of the man.
Oh, fie upon thee, naughty lady, art not ashamed? Oh, well, good morrow, coz.
Oh, good morrow, sweet hero.
Well, how now? Why dost thou speak in this sick tune?
I am out of all other tunes, methinks. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill. Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for sick qualm.
There, thou prickest her with a curing thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus? Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I mean, plain holly thistle. Yes, I am not such a fool to think that you are in love, or if can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now is he become a man. Methinks you look with your eyes as other women do. What pace is this thy tongue keeps? Not a false gallop.
Sweet hero, withdraw. The prince, the count, Doña Juana, and all the gallants of the town have come to fetch you to church. 'Tis the happy hour of your marriage.
Oh, come help me dress, good cuz, good maid, good Ursula.
You would be, honest neighbor.
Marry, sir, we would have some confidence of you that discerns you nearly, sir.
Busy, I pray you. As quick and be brief, as I am very busy.
Oh, marry, sir, this is it.
In truth, it is, sir.
Mr. Burgess is a clumsy young man, but his wits are not as blunt as God would have it.
You are genius.
Well, I thank you, sir. I promise you that was true.
could find it in my heart. If I could be tedious as a king, I would find it in my heart to bestow it all upon you, your worship.
All my tediousness on me.
Yea, and if it weighed 1,000 pounds more than that. Although I am a poor man, I would be glad to give it.
And so am I. My tediousness is yours.
I fain know what you have to say.
Well, marry, sir, our watch tonight has captured a couple because they have insulted the royal family of... What's the name of this town again?
Messina.
Messina.
Well, Master Burgess is a young man, and he can be talky. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. Well said, Master Burgess. That is a good man. And when two men ride a horse, one must ride behind. But he is an honest man, and alas, not all men are alike, your worship.
Indeed, he comes short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
Oh, one word, sir. The watch this night has comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and they would have them come before you this morning to be examined by your worship.
Examine them yourself and bring it to me. I am in great haste, as it may appear to you.
It shall be suffocance indeed, sir.
Drink some wine ere you go. Ere you go.
Go, good partner. Go get Francis Seacole and bid him bring his ink and inkwell to the jail. We shall take to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
Ah, spare no wit, I warrant you. Now go get the learned man and have him set down our excommunications and meet us at the jail.
Friar, use a plain form of marriage. You can instruct the particular duties of marriage afterwards.
Count, you come here to marry this lady?
No. If it comes to be married, you come to marry.
My lady, do you come here to be married to this count?
I do.
Then, if either of you know of any inward impediment why you should not be so co-joined, I charge you upon your souls to utter it now.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
Well, I dare answer for him. None.
Standing by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely as God did give her to me.
Then what have I to give you in return whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to me, your friend. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Would you not swear, all you that look upon her, that she were made by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a sinful bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What does this mean, your grace?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to the bruin's trumpet.
Oh, dear my lord, in your proof, if you vanquished her resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity?
No, Leonardo, I know what you would say.
If I have known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband. That I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to a sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seemed to me as Diana in her orb, but you were more intemperate in your blood than Venus. Well, those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Oh, is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why you speak not?
What should I say? I stand dishonored to have gone about to link my dear friend to this common strumpet.
Oh, are these things spoken or do I just dream?
Madam, they are spoken and they are true.
This seems not like a nuptial.
True. Oh, God.
I have but one question for your daughter, and as you are her father, bid her answer truly.
I command you to do so as you are my child.
I understand this not, but I will speak true.
What man was with you yesternight? Out at your window, betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I spoke with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonardo, I am sorry that you must hear, but upon my honor, myself, my aunt, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night talk with some ruffian in your orchard, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters that they had had 1,000 times in secret.
Madam, they are not to be spoken of, not to be named. There is not chastity enough in language to utter them without giving offense. Therefore, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
O hero, how fair thou wouldst have been, if thy outward graces had been as they seem. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure piety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up the gates of love, turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never more shall I be gracious.
Oh, has no man's dagger quite to thee?
Oh, hero, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things brought to life have quite smothered her spirit.
These words are foul, slanderous, brother.
Help with the lady.
Oh, dead, I think. Help, uncle. Oh, and give comfort. Help, Signor Benedict. Friar!
Fate, lift not thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest color for her shame that could be wished for.
Oh, how now, cousin hero?
Take comfort, lady.
Wherefore does she look up? Has not every earthly thing cried out shame on her? Oh, do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. Grieved I had but one. Why had I one? Hero, thou hast fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea is
Brother, content you. Hero, though my niece was like a daughter to me, she was mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on. She was ever lovely in our eyes. Thinkest thou that we could be so deceived in her? Believe it not. 'Tis some foul slander.
For my part, I'm so attired and wonder I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. But until last night, I have been her bedfellow this past 12 months.
confirmed. Confirmed. The two princes wouldn't lie. Claudio wouldn't lie. Speaking, her shame has wiped away their tears. Oh, hence from her, let her die.
Now hear me a little. In noting of the lady I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eyes there doth proclaim that she is innocent. My lady, who is he that you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy.
There is some strange deception in the princes.
The two of them have the very bent of honor. If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in Lady Juana, whose spirit toils to plot new villains.
If they've wronged her, the proudest of them will hear of it. I still have the means and the choice of friends to thoroughly avenge me.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway in this case. Your daughter the princes have left for dead. Keep her a while in secret confinement. Publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and do all the rites that appertain unto a burial.
What will come of this? What will this do?
She is dying, and so it must be secretly maintained. Upon the instant that she was accused, she shall be lamented, pitied, and excused by every hearer. And so it will fare with Claudio, when he hears that she died upon his word. Every lovely feature of her life shall swiftly creep into his study of imagination, and she will come attired in more precious attire than if she had been alive indeed.
Signor Leon, let the friar advise you in this, and by my honor I will deal with it in utmost secrecy.
Beings I flow in grief, the smallest hope shall meet me.
'Tis well consented?
Yes.
Meanwhile, keep the lady in secret confinement. Presently away. My lady, die to live. This wedding day is perhaps but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. But I have no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world as well as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as this which I feel, I was about to confess. I loved you.
Then do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that there is nothing left to protest against it.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Oh, not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Oh, tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you.
Oh, Beatrice.
Farewell.
Beatrice.
I pray you let me go.
Oh, come, we'll be friends first.
Easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved the very height of a villain that hath scorned, slandered, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Take her in hand until they come to take hands in church, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me,
oh,
Beatrice.
sweet hero! She is wronged! She is slandered!
Beatrice.
She is undone! Oh, princes and counts! Oh, surely, a princely testimony, a goodly count. Oh, that I were a man for their sakes. Prince slander, Count scornful. Oh, that I were a man. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with weeping.
Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my hand some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea,
as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge you. I will kiss your hand and so leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Oh, a stool for the sexton. Oh, here it is.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that be I, and my partner here.
We have an exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders to be examined? Let them come before the master constable.
Let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baraccio.
Baraccio. Write down Baraccio. And you, madam?
I am a gentlewoman, and my name is Mistress Conrad.
Write down gentlewoman, Mistress Conrad. Do you serve God?
Yes, sir, we hope.
Oh, a marvelously witty woman, I warned you. Oh, come hither, sir. A word in your ear. I say to you, sir, it is thought that you are little better than false knaves.
Sir, I say we are not knaves.
Have you written down they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the right way to examine. You must call forth the watch. That are their accusers.
Maybe that's the other way.
Bring forth the watch. I bid you in the prince's name accuse these persons.
This deformant said, sir, that Dona Juana, the prince's own aunt, was a villainess.
What? That Dona Juana is a villainess? Pray! Slap perjury to call the prince's aunt a villainess?
Master Constable!
I peace, but pray you, sir, I do not like your looks. I promise you.
Master Constable, what heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats from Donna Juana for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary if ever was committed.
By my throat, flat burglary is the statute.
What else, fellow?
That Count Claudio, upon his words, did mean to just take Grace Hero before the whole assembly and not to marry her.
'Tis true, not to marry her.
Oh, filthy, thou shalt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
'Tis all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Dona Juana is not to be found. Hero was in this manner disgraced, in this very manner accused, and, upon the grief of it, did suddenly die. Master Constable, let these malefactors be to Leonato's. I will take their examination and show it to him.
Don't let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands.
Ah, coxcomb! God's my life! To call the prince's officer a coxcomb! Oh, naughty lady.
Away! You are an ass, Sarah! You are an ass!
Do you not suspect my place? Do you not suspect my years?
Not place, not years. An ass is an ass!
Ah! Where is the sexton? Oh, good masters, remember that I am an ass, though it's not been written down that I am an ass. Forget not that I am an ass. Take them away. Oh, have the sexton written down that I am an ass.
So, my nephew Pedro, now you know the true pain of dishonor. The smirks behind the grudging smiles of courtiers' courtesies, insults disguised as baseless flattery, whispers of unworthiness not silenced by outward show. And why? Wherefore? The cause is but my birth. My lady mother was not my father's wife, and thus, though noble, royal, a princess of Aragon, I am thought base born. Well, nephew, you pretend affection, but your kindness is unkindness, mere tolerance, not true filial love. All my life I have borne the illegitimate yoke, but my suffering has fueled my anger and poured sulfur on my hatred. True it is that I joined a rebellion against you, only to be forgiven. Forgiveness that was thrust in my face till I choke on false humility. Oh, well, my nephew Pedro, revenge is a sweet dish to a palate fed on hatred. And since revenge is a hot dish better served cold, I will remove myself from Messina and enjoy revenge on safer shores. My mischief is now afoot. Let it work as best it may.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy comfort, sister. Bring me a man who so loved his child, whose joy for her was overwhelmed like mine, and bid him be patient. But there is no such man. I must feel my grief and passion. I will be flesh and blood. Oh.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that offend you suffer too, and I shall do the same.
There thou speakest reason. Yea, I will do so. My soul doth tell me that Hero is belied. And that Claudio shall know, and that so shall the prince, and so shall all of those that have dishonors to her.
And here comes the prince and Claudio, hastily.
Good evening to you both.
My lord,
We have some haste, Leonardo.
haste? Well, fare thee well then, my lords. You're ever hasty in judgment and leave-taking?
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
Oh, if he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler. Hey, take your hand from your sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your ancient cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Don't scorn or jest with me. I speak not like a dotard or a fool. Thou hast belied my innocent child. Thy slander has gone through her heart, and she lies with her ancestors buried in a tomb framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I will prove it upon his body if he dare, despite his good fence and active practice.
Away! I'll have naught to do with you!
Thou canst ignore me. Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou killest a man.
Oh, he shall kill two of us who have honor indeed. And though I cannot fence with thee, I'll whip thee with thou sword, as thou deservest, boy.
Sister.
Oh, content you. God knows I loved my niece, and now she is dead, slandered to death by villains, scrambling, out-facing, fashion-mongering boys that lie and cheat and flout, deprave and slander. Oh, they prate of honor, but give lie to the word by behavior truly dishonorable. I know them well. They are boys, apes, braggarts, milksops and jacks. In their pride they are not men. Content you, I have done.
Fair friends both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but she was not charged with anything but was true and full of truth.
My lord.
I will not hear you.
No? Come, sisters. Others will hear of us.
And shall be, or some of us will smart for it.
Easy. Here comes the man we came to seek.
Good day, my lord.
Good senor, what news?
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part the fray.
We were like to have had our noses snapped off by an old man and a woman without a sword.
In false quarrel, there is no true valor. Shall I speak a word in your ear? You are a villain. I jest not. I will make a good how you dare with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right, or I will proclaim your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady. Her death shall fall heavy. You've heard my challenge. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet with you so I may have good cheer.
I jest not, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your sister, your aunt, Lady Juana, has fled from Messina. You among you have killed a sweet and innocent lady. As for my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Till then, peace be with him.
He's in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I warrant you, for the love of Beatrice,
He hath challenged me. Most sincerely. Did he not say my aunt had fled? What means this, think you? Good day. Officers, what offenses have these persons done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoke untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Fifthly and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified just things, and to conclude, they are lying villains.
Firstly, I ask, what is the offense? Thirdly, I ask of thee, what they have done. Sixth and lastly, I ask, why are they committed? And to conclude, what do you lay to their charge?
You question most approbitiously.
Who, masters, have you offended? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Sir, we deceived even your eyes.
What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools and this ass have brought to light.
In the night, they overheard me telling this lady how my mistress incensed me to slander Lady Hero. How you saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. How you should have married Hero instead of shamed.
My lord, I was not complicit in this deed, but I serve a lady whose villainy is an art, and I am painted with the same brush.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
And my aunt sent you onto this.
Yeah, and paid me handsomely for the charge of it.
She is framed in purposive treachery, and she is fled upon this villainy.
Sweet Hero, now the image that doth appear in the resemblance at first.
Come, bring away these plaintiffs. By this time the section should have reformed. Signor Leonato of this matter, remember, masters, to specify of time and place shall permit that I am an ass.
Oh, here comes Master Leonato, Signor Leonato, and the sexton.
Where's the villain? Let me see his eyes. If you look upon him, you look upon me. Are you the slave by whose breath hath killed my innocent child? Yea, even I, and I alone. Oh, no, not so, villain. Here are two honorable men, and a third villain has fled.
We thank you, princess, for my niece's death. 'Twas bravely done, my lords.
I know not how to ask your forgiveness, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Oppose upon me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet I sin not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That most impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people of Messina, hear how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang upon her tomb an epitaph and sing it to her bones. Sing it to her tonight, and tomorrow morning come ye to my house. Since you cannot be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My sister has a daughter, almost a copy of my child that has died. Give her the right that you should have given my cousin, her cousin. And so shall die my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and my future is in your hands.
And so you shall take care of these villains.
You're over it, Cat. That which is not under black and white, I beseech you, sir, to remember in your punishment that defendant, that plaintiff, that slanderer doth call me an ass. Remember that in your punishment.
Indeed, sir, a constable should not be considered an ass.
We thank thee for thy honest pains.
You're welcome.
Oh, your ladyship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for that. Whoa! God bless the foundation!
Hey! Your prisoners have been taken, and I thank you.
Well, I leave them to you, and I beseech you to punish them as you will. I bless you, and God bless you to restore you to health. I humbly give you permission to depart, but remember, sir, that I am an ass. Come, good neighbor.
Tomorrow, my lord, fare thee well.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I mourn with Hero.
Come, sister, we will find out how this lewd fellow, how his acquaintance grew with Margaret.
I too have been a victim of treachery and villainous deception. Lady Hero was wronged by my appearance in her chamber window, and I was wronged by false promises and declarations of love. I am innocent of any knowledge of the plot against my lady's honor, and I thank heaven and Lady Ursula's kind heart, for she hath taken my part and restored me to Leonato's favor. Henceforth I will guard my heart, unless occasion prove otherwise.
Oh, pray thee, sweet Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to write a sonnet in praise of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
Yea, Margaret, for most comely truth thou dost deserve it.
Why, thank you, sir, but what other service may I render?
Call Beatrice for me, I would speak with her. And therefore will come the God of love that sits above. Oh, Mary, I cannot show my love in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme for lady, but baby. And for scorn, horn, and for school, fool. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Oh, sweet Beatrice, oh, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then 'tis spoken. Very well. And yet, ere I go, let me know what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I would kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is displeasing. Therefore, I will depart unkissed.
Oh, but I must tell thee plainly. Claudio undergoes my challenge. I must hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. Now, I pray thee, tell me, for which of my bad hearts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together. But for which of my good parts didst thou first suffer love for me?
Oh, suffer love, a good epitaph. I do suffer love, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I could never love that which my friend hates.
thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. Now, tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
How do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God. Love me and mend.
Niece, now you must come to your uncle. There is much of note which takes place. It is proven that Hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily deceived, and Doña Juana, who is the author of all, is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Senor?
Oh, I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was a hero that here lies. Death, in reward of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died in shame lives in death in glorious fame. Hang thou there upon thy tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now unto thy bones good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Come now, Claudio. We have completed the morning rite. The gentle dawn dapples the drowsy east with spots of gray. Let us hence and meet another wedding day.
Did I not tell you she was innocent? And so was the prince and Claudio, and Margaret too, who herself was deceived.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
So am I, being else by faith enforced young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
The prince and Claudio this hour promised to visit me. You know your duty, sister. You are to give your supposed daughter to young Claudio.
Which I shall do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I should entreat your good office, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, your niece doth with an eye of favor regard me, and I too with an eye of love requite her.
Well, these eyes of love were lent you both. What is your will?
My will is your good will, that today I be conjoined with fair Beatrice in holy matrimony, to which, friar, I shall desire your help.
You have my help. Here comes Don Pedro and Claudio now.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We are here to attend you. Do you still yet determined to marry my sister's daughter?
Yea, my lord, my mind doth hold.
Will you bring them forth, sister, and with her ladies? The friar is ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give her to you.
Why, then she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not do until you take her hand before this friar and swear you will marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I'm your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
One hero died defiled, but I do live. And as surely as I live, I am a maid.
Hero? The hero that died?
She was dead, my lord, but while her slander lived.
All this amazement can I explain after the holy rites are ended. I will explain largely of fair Hero's death. Presently away to the chapel.
Soft and fair, Friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no more than reason.
Well, then the Prince and Claudia have been deceived. They swore that you did.
Well, do you not love me?
Truth, no. No more than reason.
Well, then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are well deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
Oh, come, Beatrice. I know you love this gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here's a love sonnet written to her in his own hand.
And here is another stolen from my cousin's pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Our own hands against our hearts. But come, I will have thee, but by this right, I do take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace! I will stop you now.
How dost thou? Benedict, the married man!
Prince, all thy wit cannot flout me out of my humor. I do purpose to marry, and therefore will hear nothing the world can say against it. As for thee, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but since thou art to be my kinsman, live unbruised. Love my cousin.
Then never shall I draw my sword against thee.
Come, we're friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our hearts and our wives heal.
Let's dance afterwards.
Dancing first, therefore play music. Oh, Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
My lord, your aunt has been taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Aunt, thy villainy has caused much grief. I ask thee, why?
I have reason enough. Live with my scorn, for henceforth I will speak no more.
Think not on her till tomorrow. I will devise thee harsh punishments. Vipers, strike off!
Converting all your sounds of woe.